I spent years losing the same 20 pounds over and over again. Keto, carnivore, low carb, low fat. Every time I'd lose the weight, and every time I would gain it right back. And for the longest time, I thought my problem was discipline. Like, I thought I needed more willpower. I thought I needed to lock in harder. But most of all, I thought I needed a better diet. But eventually, I realized something. The very diets I was using to lose the weight were the same diets that were making me gain the weight back. And once I understood that, everything changed. So if you're somebody who's constantly starting over on Monday and you're constantly telling yourself this time will be different, and you just keep finding yourself back at square one, this video is for you. Because today I want to show you why restrictive dieting keeps making you start over. When I was overweight, I wasn't lacking information. Like, I knew what foods were healthy to eat. I knew I needed protein. I knew I needed to exercise. Like, I knew all that. But the problem was every time I tried to lose weight, I was approaching it with an all or nothing mindset. Like, I would completely overhaul my life in one night. Like, all of a sudden, just no more desserts, no more burgers, no more eating out, no more fun foods, no more fun at all. And I thought chicken, broccoli, and rice was gonna be the secret. And I would suffer for like a week, and it worked for a little while. Like, I could keep it up for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Sometimes I was even on point for like the whole month, and I'd lose weight. The scale would go down, and I would start getting excited, man. I was losing the weight. I wasn't feeling good, but the scale told me I should feel good. But then life would happen. I had to clock into my restaurant job that was slaving me for 14 hours. And I was around all the food that I really wanted to eat. And I was just miserable. My girl at the time wanted to go on dates and eat out and get all the foods that she wanted to eat, and I couldn't partake. And what really sucked was holidays and vacations. My family thought I was crazy because, like, when we would go on these vacations, I would just be like, no, I'm eating chicken, broccoli, and rice, or just chicken and broccoli. Very clean, very strict. And I remember just being miserable watching them eat pizza, pasta, and it smelled so good. And I could only keep up with this discipline for so long before I would eventually cave in. I would have a slice of the pizza or a cookie, and it felt like I ruined all my progress. Like, I felt so guilty once I gave in. I felt like I ruined everything. But here's where it really starts going downhill, because that one meal turned into a cheat day, which then turned into another cheat day, which would turn into a cheat weekend, and then the whole I'm gonna restart Monday. And it was crazy because sometimes this would actually drag on for a week, and then I would go back to my bathroom, I'd step on the scale, and I gained it all back. I gained it all back. So I would suffer for a month, absolute torture. And then I would just eat how I wanted for the weekend, and then it would drag for like 5 days, maybe a whole week. And I was back to where I started, if not heavier. And the thing is, it wasn't like that one bad meal made me fat. It was that one bad meal convinced me that everything was ruined. And it left me feeling like I failed. Like, it was all gone. I had nothing to show for it. The biggest issue with restrictive dieting is never the food. It's the psychology behind it. Because most diets are built around perfection. They assume you'll never miss a workout, never eat dessert, never go on a vacation, never have cravings, never have a stressful week, or never have a social life. But that's not reality. You're a human being. You have birthdays, you travel, you take vacations, you want to eat with your family, you enjoy holidays, and you celebrate when life's going good. And sometimes life happens. You'll have a very bad day, you might get fired, like, life will throw you a curveball. And if your plan only works when life is perfect, then your plan doesn't actually work. The reason so many people fail isn't because they're weak. It's because they're trying to follow a diet that literally requires perfection. And if you have lived any time on this earth, you and me both know perfection is not sustainable. And this is where that all or nothing mindset destroys people. Because you tell yourself, I already messed up, so I might as well enjoy the rest of the day. Then tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month, and then you're right back to where you started. The cookie wasn't the problem, the pizza wasn't the problem, the burger wasn't the problem. The restart mentality was the problem. As a fitness coach who has trained over 50 people and made plenty of transformations for my clients, I'm here to tell you one bad meal never made anybody overweight. But giving up after one bad meal absolutely can make you overweight. And what I've noticed is that that's why so many people spend years losing and gaining the same weight. They're consistently restarting. They're never learning how to actually live. And what finally changed for me wasn't another diet. It wasn't some magical workout plan. It definitely wasn't motivation. It was learning flexibility. I stopped asking, what diet can I survive for the next 30 days? And I started asking, what lifestyle can I enjoy for the next 30 years? That changed everything. I learned I could eat burgers, I could eat cookies, I could eat pizza, I could go out with friends. I could enjoy life and still lose the body fat. Because fat loss isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. I started focusing on calories, protein, carbs, fats, strength training, daily movement, sleep, the basics. And once I stopped trying to be perfect, that's when I finally became consistent. And for me, consistency accomplished what perfection never could. You know, most people are trying to lose weight, but I honestly think that's the wrong goal. The real goal should be becoming the person who never has to lose the same weight again. Anybody can suffer for 30 days. Anybody can survive a crash diet. Anybody can just white knuckle their way through a challenge. But can you do it next year? Can you do it 5 years from now? Can you do it when life gets hard? Because that's what actually matters. If you've been stuck in this cycle of constantly starting over, understand this. You probably don't need more discipline. You probably don't need another diet. You probably don't need a more restrictive plan. You need a plan that works with your life. Because the goal isn't to lose weight as fast as possible. The goal is to lose it once and to never have to gain it back ever again after that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're somebody who's tired of restrictive dieting and wants help losing fats while still eating the foods you love, subscribe to the channel. My channel is perfect for giving you guys nutrition tips, weightlifting tips, really getting you in the best shape of your life. So if you want to see more than that, stick around, hit the subscribe button, check out my other videos. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.